Welcome, beautiful and brave soul. Thank you for being here, meeting me in our imagination where we're going to play. This is tarot, but it's also a playground in the imagination. And there are no rules except to just have fun. Adults get to play too, okay? Little kids, big kids, let's go. We're gonna have a good time. Let's be open to the possibilities that our inner child wants to explore. We're going to do shadow work and we're going to have a good time doing it because the world is falling apart, whether we like it or not. So let's get into these messages. I have a channeled message through a song. I've pulled a couple cards as a background and I'm feeling so excited. So I really hope I can just share that energy with you and help raise the vibration of the earth because it needs it so desperately right now. So just take a breath, I hope you have something to drink. Get you some water or some tea. Get you some herbs. 111. Let's dive in. And I really want to get this channel message out. So, look at how it started. So, right now, I'm getting chills. So we are here to celebrate. You have accomplished a great level, okay? We are in a labyrinth and you are in a layer of this labyrinth that your inner child is cheering for joy. It's like, yes, please go this direction. You've tapped into something here, friend. You've decided to go a direction that's like your inner child is screaming happy tears, okay? But at the same time, it's fearful. So I'm also going to bring up my dream. It just kind of came to mind, and I remember how important it was to, if we're going to tap into the ether and the quantum here, we're going to bring this dream up because it's connecting. So underlying here, I have, we'll get to the song, Mother in Reverse. So we're basically having this abandoning of the inner child here, where you feel so disconnected from play, from fun, from imagination, from creativity, from joy. The place where you used to be so naturally, okay? And it's going to come back. We're not going to abandon ourselves for this system or for the man or for whoever's out there trying to tell us what we got to do with our lives. And we're not going to be a victim to these circumstances because right here on the outside of what's going on outside of you, it's the victim card where you're showing up as someone who's been taken advantage of, where you have, and I know this stings when we hear it, but we've given permission to be victimized when we become a victim as an adult because we're saying, yes, I'll sign this dotted line and do this slavery of some kind for whatever, a little bit of money or something. And your inner child's really sad, really, really sad. Like, we forgot how to play. We forgot what to do, how to celebrate, how to be in the moment. Listen, let's get to this because this is a good one. So anything I say, it's all flow, it's all free, it's all open. I talk to spirits, I do all types of stuff. And I just allow them to come to me. And Prince has been a so grateful spirit guide in my world lately. So he wants me to give you this song and we're going to play. Okay, this is for fun. Enjoy. We're going to raise the vibration. We're going to tap into ourselves here. So I have no idea how this connects, but it does. So I just let it flow. Colonized Mind. It's a song by Prince from 2009. You want to talk about it, a colonized mind. Upload the evolution principle. You see a rock on the shore and say, it's always been there. Download no responsibility. Do what you want, nobody cares. Upload the master race idea. Genetically disposed to rule the world. Download a future full of isolated boys and girls. Upload the two-party system, the lesser of two dangers, illusion of choice. Download their form of fascism. Nothing really ever changes. You never had a voice. Listen to me one time. If you look, you're sure gonna find throughout mankind's history a colonized mind. The one in power makes law, under which the colonized fall. Without God, it's just the blind leading the blind. Upload a joint venture record deal. It's just another way another man can still sleep while he's sticking you with the bill. Download a temporary acquisition of fleeting fame and fortune. Nothing to leave in your will. Hey, 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 hey. Upload a child with no father. Download no respect for a third authority. Upload a child with no mother. Download a hard time showing love. If you look, you're sure gonna find throughout mankind's history a colonized mind. The one in power makes law, under which the colonized fall. Without God, it's just the blind leading the blind. Hoo-wee! Prince said that. You hear me? That was just before he passed, guys. I can't remember what year it was. I believe he died. I believe he passed that year. It was around that time, maybe a little later. But it's kind of interesting how much we forget we know, because I hope you understood that poem. If you didn't, you should play it back and really play it slow and listen. Because we have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. We need to hear twice, speak once. So you should be doing more listening than talking. And we need to turn down the gossip. We have to play in the ethereal. When we're born, we're telepathic. We come into this world as little toddlers and we play in the grass and look at the sky and play with the rocks and enjoy the simplicity of reality. And then our parents come and disrupt things and say, hey, stop being telepathic and be linguistic. Use your language. Speak up. And we just kind of look like, huh? Oh, we should talk? Okay. I'll mirror and mimic you, parent. Whatever you say. Whatever you say. You say dada, I say dada. You say mama. And it's like we repeat these things that our teachers teach us. And it's not to blame anyone or to shame anybody. But when you were little, you learned a pattern of repetition of what your parents taught you because they were of a colonized mind. They were programmed. And the program has been programming the program. And here we are in a time where life is so spontaneous. We actually can unprogram ourselves and be anything we want now. It's quite eccentric lately. And we can look at it with negativity, or we could look at it with a positive, optimistic view that we are in control. We just gave it away. We just gave the power away. And we're developing this sacred space here. I love this underlying message. It's just at the bottom. Let me put this away. Because friend, you're here to elevate. If you're here, your vibration is saying, you met me here in a high vibration. You've gotten high, you hear me, on life. And you decided that there's some direction you want to go in. That's not logical. Oh yeah, my dream. Let me tell you my dream. It's so important. So I got offed in my dream, okay? Bye me. Actually, I wasn't quite gone, but they I don't know what I can say on here, but okay, in my dream, a lot was going on, and then my son was struggling to play. He was dealing with mudslides and everything, and your child represents your inner child often. So here's my inner child trying to play, and these authority figures come up and come out of their bus, their vans or whatever. They're like, get on the ground, everybody. They're like real aggressive. And everyone's panicking, and I'm like putting my hands up, and I'm really close to the truck, and they come out, and I'm just like quiet. But my son, I know my son's out there playing, so I'm concerned that he's going to run up and get off by these authorities. This relates, okay? Everything is connected. You and I are one. We are friends. We are soul-connected beings. So let's play. And in my dream, I'm just worried about my son. Look, you what you gonna do to me? I need you to know my son's coming. So I'm like this, and I'm like, my son's over there. My son's over there. And I'm like telling them, and they're like, they're like telling me to be quiet. I'm like, oh my God. And they off me. Well, they try. They like, and one of their bullets, I fall to the ground, and I specifically knew and remembered it hit my right hemisphere. And I was like laying on the ground, but I wasn't. I was still alive. And I was like laying there. I was like, okay, you gotta play pretend. You gotta play pretend. You just gotta pretend. So I did that. And as I laid there, I was playing pretend, bleeding out. So now I'm a victim to the circumstance, right? And I can't save my inner child. And at the same time, symbolically, the authority outside of me came and destroyed my creativity, my imagination side, my right hemisphere. And they started poking at me to see if I was still alive. So they started messing with me. And I just remember laying there like, no, don't give them attention. So eventually I was like, oh my gosh, this is a dream. I just want to wake up. And like that, I woke up. And it dawned on me how that's connecting to this message for you is you have a creative brain, okay, that has been tormented to be so logical, so linear, so whatever. I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm trying to say, and if it's coming out backwards, I'm left-handed, so things get flipped. But I'm just saying, your creativity has been stifled, and you're here, and you're ready, and you're open, and you're willing, and your inner child is really wanting to yes. Your inner child is wanting you to get out of immorality. So here you are, you're in the flesh, interesting. So we are going to, sometimes when I speak, I sound like a kid, like I'll say bad choices, because I'm really speaking from an inner child's perspective. And right now, this energy is like greedy. I feel bad. I feel dirty. I feel trapped. I feel like I need to confess, because if I release the energy, because like a child, when they're in trouble, they're so innocent and pure that they want to go tell on themselves. They want to say, I feel bad and dirty for what I did. Here's what I did. If I release this energetically, I'm going to be lighter and free, like I naturally am, a flowing being. I'm a flowing, flying, free creature. So your inner child is really sensing a lot of weight you're carrying, and it's wanting you to release it by confessing to the torture that you're in. And although, and they don't want you to be angry or upset with yourself, because there is a design. This is a colonized mind. We're in the mind of the oppressor. We're in the construction, the construct, the digital matrix of the oppressor that wanted to hold you down, bring you down, make you lesser than you are. So it's not don't feel shame or guilt about it. Like a child doesn't feel shame or guilt about confessing that they messed up. Oops, I made a mistake. I immediately feel bad. Let me go tell on myself, and it's over. Whew, that feels so much better. I'm feeling good now, and I can go about my day and business, and it's all good. That's kind of the vibe that you're in. And we're going to keep going, because there's a lot here. And you will really heal if you can, if you can pick up this vibration, because all it takes for you, clear the energy, friend. Listen, this is real. This is so intense. I'm gonna take a drink of tea. I am so grateful. I'm so grateful. Let me put this little eye here so we can evil eye, reverse evil eye the evil. Okay, guess that didn't really work. So, okay, underlying message. Let's just focus because tarot is going to get literal. I really need to paint this picture. Some are ascending, some are descending. What are you aligning to? The robots in the 3D world or the 5D in the inner earth? Okay? What does that mean? Well, if you can't quite understand that, there's plenty of videos I've made about, you should definitely check out my Dear Humans, Alien Spirit playlist, whatever that is. It's a very collective, big energy message. There's a lot going on behind the veil that is privy, like you need the information for sure if you don't have it. But if you do, there's the shift that's happening. We are no longer trapped. We are not encased or trapped in the matrix. We are free. The contract's up. We are free beings now. You hear me? And it's time to clear the clutter and the matrix debris that is left on your spirit. The symbols, the language, the synchronicities, the patterns. That's what reality is. It's a construct of patterns, and then we're projecting from our mind, our brain, our imagination. This is all a part of our imagination. So it's like you get to this place of ultimate freedom by releasing some of these low vibrations here that came out first, because your inner child's really, really needing, like it's very obvious to your inner child, because your inner child's purity says, I gotta let this go. I gotta drop this, or I can't be free. And that's all I care about, is being free. So I saw 1515 and 1717. See, we start with the Six of Cups in reverse. The Six of Cups is all about memories and the past and nostalgia in the upright. In reverse, it's like, what's holding you back from that kind of stuff? From traveling back to remembering the good times. Why is there a block? How come you can't remember the good times, but you distinctively remember the bad times? So it's like, yes, you've matured. Yes, you've grown up. Yes, you're an adult now. And that's beautiful. We're not trying to be children again. But we are also not trying to stifle our inner child. So it's like, how do we incorporate both? So this came out as an external force around you. It's the King of Pentacles in reverse. All about materialism and preoccupied with money and finances and the material. And with greed and sexual immorality here, 7 deadly sins and confession, it's like you have parts of yourself that you have been indebted to your flesh. Your flesh has been leading you in a direction of 3-dimensional matrix robots, singularity version of reality. And your inner child is the why is it time to celebrate with the 3 of Cups at the bottom. Why we came into this message excited was because it is time to party. We should be partying right now. We should be out there. I'm telling you, like, I don't know, EDM parties in the streets, in the grass. We have a look at how much we have accomplished, guys. What else do we need to do? Seriously, but party. It's like the world, we have created everything. It is a utopia right now. Just because they try to make us believe all the negativity and low vibrational drama, dude, friend, hello. I don't believe in that. I really don't. Because if we all decided to just have a good time and party, it would be all over. Now, Where is your brain in this vibration, in this moment? What timeline are you heading towards that says, my creativity will flourish? I will make do with things that bring me happiness and joy. I won't overindulge or overspend on things that I don't need. I will take practical action towards things that bring me everything that I want. Because the world is clearly showing us that anything we want, we can have it. It really is telling us that. But it does require your mind to be aligned to that frequency. And there's that pain and heartbreak now coming back up, because it requires you to say, okay, things happened. I made a left when I should have made a right. There's things going on back there that hurt me, that I'm scared of. My inner child especially. So it's like your inner child's very terrified of some of the pain that it's been through, that a child shouldn't have to go through, right? But you're an adult now. And in maturity, as we mature, we learn that we are evolving beings on a mission to become enlightened and overcome the program that we must be in submission to something else than our own spiritual fun, happy, joy, good time. With judgment coming up, this is the first card outside of your own decision making. It's saying that it's time. The universe has given you the epiphany, the awakening, the moment that says, oh my gosh, I can see now. I have been asleep, just like in that dream. Like I was sleeping that whole time, and then I was like, oh my gosh, like I can literally just wake up. What? It's a light switch moment that you are having here. Discovering that you are the Queen of Wands, male or female. That doesn't even exist. We created that. We decided there was male and female. Because when we were seeds of God, when God planted God's seeds, God said, play. Here's a playground, go play. And then we started telling stories and imagining and having fun and playing and like, oh my gosh. And then the stories we tell ourselves are just to remember, to come back to home. Like, oh my gosh, home is where the heart is. It is home. We have to trust the process. We have to go into ourselves and say, it doesn't have to be a prison. A mental prison. That's exactly what this card means. It doesn't have to be a mental prison. No, it does not. Absolutely not. Oh, too many cards. Emotional intelligence, control your emotions. I just saw people getting triggered. So like online, trigger moments or whatever. Whoever's triggering your emotions. Who was that? That's him. So whoever's triggering your emotions, it's actually part of the play, because we're just acting. This is just a theater. Hello. And in this play, it's like, what? When that person triggers you, think about it. Go deep into it. All right, I'm triggered. Why? What did they say? They said something I don't agree with, so they're on the other side of polarity. Okay. So, whatever. They're black, I'm white. Please don't use race there. I see the world in this spectrum. They see it in that spectrum. Okay. Why does that bother me? Do I need to be right? Is there a reason I'm upset? Like, oh, so every time I get upset, I'm charging up an energy. I'm doing something with energy, because that's what we are. Energy, frequency, and vibration. So is that raising my frequency or lowering it? Okay. So what does that do for my spirit, for my soul? Keeps me further from my evolution, from progress. Got it. And then it also triggers things in my body that put me in those low vibrations, like wanting to eat bad foods, wanting to be involved in bad habits, wanting to be attached to negative people, negative thinking, toxic patterns. And then it just creates a cycle, a ripple effect of things you don't want to be involved in. And the biggest issue is the fear of change. And then we end at the bottom with the same 3 of Cups. What's keeping you from the celebration is this fear of change. There's a need for you to go head first into this change to get you into a frequency of enlightenment here, where you can, what do we want? I don't know. This. So I want to read a couple of these that I have. There was a time when hearing voices wasn't a sign of madness, but a sign of the miraculous. You know? And that's right next to symbolism is the language of mysteries. When the human race learns to read the language of symbolism, a great veil will fall from the eyes of man, and they shall know the truth. Okay. So you are struggling because the world has split, has divided, friend. There is this split, there is this divide. We are here. There's black, there's white, there's grayscale, and there's the spectrum of color. And in the spectrum of color, we lead into this beautiful blue sea card, ocean, which is just about the depth of your soul. It's like the sea is boundless, it's endless, it's a part of you. You're a part of nature, you're a part of the one. It's time to wake up. Tick tock, tick tock. Tick tock, little rabbit. What time is it? It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up and remember how to play and how to be free. And remember what community is. Community is the key. That was the design, was to keep you from attaching to community. Because if you had support, you know, because I'm getting drawn back to that Prince song where he said, a child without a father grows up to rebel against authority. Hello, that was me. And a child without a mother grows up to, I think it was hate themselves or something like that. Do you remember? Chaos and the conflict is here with the, see, this is a zebra and it's turning into it's disguised as a giraffe, coming back to its zebra nature, which is an anomaly in itself. Like, how do we have zebras, guys? Black and white. Like, what? In the middle of Africa, we have black and white zebras? Like, what? If you look, oh, where'd it go? The child. Where is it? Okay. Upload a child with no father. Download no respect for authority. Upload a child with no mother. Download a hard time showing love. And what's most important in this time is the love you show to yourself. So I think that's where I'm going to end the reading. I really hope you enjoyed this. I really did. Please let me know down below how this resonated for you, and I would love to keep going. I really would, but I know people don't have a lot of time. And then also, please check out everything I have linked down below. I wrote a book on my spiritual awakening. So that is linked down below, available on Amazon. And also, if you'd like to book a personal reading, I do those. Check out my website and then email me and I'll get that sent to you. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And I'll see you next time. Keep playing out there. Have a good time. Have fun. Smile and be joyful. Sending you love. Bye.